What's up, y'all? It's Jimmy coming to you guys with another video. Before we get into the video, as always, make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. And when you guys hit subscribe, please make sure you guys are hitting that notification button. So getting right into the video, I have another review for y'all. This is a pair of shoes that I think came out a while ago, and they're actually not even shoes. They are a pair of slides from Nike. So I'll definitely say within like the past year, 2 years, slides, clogs, those type of shoes have become very popular. So I'm not surprised whatsoever that Nike decided to drop these type of slides. These actually came out a while ago and I wasn't planning on picking these up at all. I actually went to the outlet to return something. I was walking around browsing, and of course, whenever you go to the outlet, you end up buying something that you don't need. And even though I didn't need these slides, I will say they are pretty fire in person. Initially, when I saw them, I was a little bit iffy, but they had a full size run, so I figured I'd pick them up, at least show them to you guys. And I will say, from the moment I was kind of iffy about them to making this video, they have really grown on me. And getting right into the review, here is the box that the slides come in. So this box is absolutely huge, as you guys can see. These are called the Nike Offline. Specifically, these are the 2.0s. If you guys look at the 1.0s, those look more of like a clog style shoe where you can't see your toes, and the 2.0s are more of like a slide where you can see your toes, and it's like your traditional slide style. Personally, for myself, I do like the 2.0s more than the 1.0s. I don't mind showing my toes, and typically whenever I do wear my slides, I am wearing socks, so I really don't mind the open toe look. But if you're more of someone that doesn't like to show their toes or does like that clog style more, you might want to look into the Offline 1.0s. And getting right to the size tag reads Nike Offline 2.0. Colors are Rattan, I think that's how you pronounce it, white, khaki, and light bone. So for these, I got a 7.5. Typically I wear 8 to 8.5, but for myself, I hate it when my slides look huge. Personally, I don't know, like there's just something about slides. Like I want my slides to fit snug, fit basically perfect. So I decided to go half a size down on these, and I don't regret it. They do fit a little bit tight just because the insole Nike provides is pretty thick and the slide themselves are kind of narrow. So you might want to go true to size or half a size up. But if you do like your shoes or your slides to fit very snug or very perfect, then personally for myself, I would go half a size down. And normally I wouldn't dive into the actual box itself, but just because this is such a unique packaging, I want to show you guys what Nike is providing us. So when you open the box, the first thing you'll see is the 2 insoles. I already took out the insoles and put it in the slide, so I wouldn't have to do that mid-video. But as soon as you open the box, you'll see the 2 insoles, and they're super thick. I'll show you guys, they're probably like 1.5 inches of just straight foam. So I will say these are probably the most comfy slide clog shoes that I own, like the Birkenstock Bostons, the Yeezy Foam Runners, Crocs. Out of all of those, these hands down have to be the most comfortable. And then when you take out the top portion of the box that holds the insoles, you will be greeted with the slides, which I already took out for the purpose of the video. But next, I'll show you guys how the slides look. And finally, here are the slides. So they look pretty funky at a first glance. I mean, there's a lot going on, which is the reason why when I first saw them, I was just kind of a little bit iffy. You know, they're not your most traditional slide or clog, but over time, like I'll say, like trying them on and actually wearing them with a couple of different outfits, they're actually pretty fire, and the comfort alone is absolutely crazy, you guys. So these retail, I believe, for $130, which is pretty pricey. But if you guys check your local outlets, they have them, or at least at the outlet I went to, they had them there for like 60 bucks. So basically more than half off. You know, 60 bucks isn't bad at all for a pair of pretty high quality slides. And before I even dive deeper into the slide, I want to show you guys how thick the insoles are so you guys can see. That right there alone is typically the thickness of most slides that you guys will buy. I know a lot of the time like those slides are a little bit cheaper, and these are, you know, they retail for 130 bucks. So I would expect a little bit more from Nike just because of the higher price tag. But I mean, if you guys can find these for 60 bucks, I'm telling you guys, it is absolutely worth the money. And a little detail that is on the slide is at the very bottom, it says it's okay to take a break. So I'm guessing Nike is implying with just how comfy these are, you know, every now and then, just from wearing the Air Jordan 1s, those Nike Dunks that honestly are not that comfortable, it's okay to throw these on and take a break. So starting with the outsole of the slides, you have a light bone outsole, and you guys can see, I'm not too sure what this traction is called, but you know, you kind of do see this a lot on a lot of pair of slides and maybe even some Nike shoes, but there's basically ridges that will help you keep traction while you're wearing these, and then there is some Nike branding right at the very bottom of the sole. And then moving on to the midsole of the slide, which is also kind of weird to say because typically slides don't have this much detail, so really cool to see all the little details and all the little designs that Nike added on this. But the midsole on this is white and it wraps all the way around. Overall, like the slide itself isn't like the most comfortable thing in the world, but once you add the foam in, which you're supposed to do, it makes the slide go from like a basically like a 6 out of 10 to a 9 to 10 out of 10. So moving on to the last portion of the slide, like I said, there is a lot of details and a lot of design that is jam-packed onto this slide alone, but the heel portion is made out of a cork material, something very similar to what you see on like all the Birkenstock shoes. And then the middle portion right here is that, like, I'm guessing it's that Rattan color, Rattan, whatever that may be, but it's like a sand color right there in the middle. And then on the toe area, it's also that same color, but you have a different material or different design. Actually, it might be a different material. It's more of like a, and then when you go to the toe portion, you have a different material. It's still like a rubber, but they texturize it a little bit, so it does give the slide a little bit more depth. And then you have a little swoosh right there at the very front. And then moving on to the main portion of the slide, I really don't even know how to describe what's going on because there is a lot going on. But essentially you have basically two places where you have a mini swoosh, one on the side stitched in white, and then one at the very top, which is like the white plastic material. The plastic material you'll see a lot on like Nike clothing and things like that. So the materials and colors that they use on the uppers of the slide is actually a wide range of just, you know, neutral colors, materials, things like that. So you have like a suede nubuck material on this portion here and the same material on the inner portion right there. And then as you move up, you have like a ripstop material in like that sand beige color. And then you have a mesh material, which is like the main middle portion of the upper. And the last feature on the slide is like a little mini lacing system. So something you never really see with slides, because who thinks of having laces with slides, right? But Nike added this little portion, so if your slides are a little bit too loose for you, I'm guessing you could tighten it up a little bit and make sure it's a better fit. So I hope you guys enjoyed the on-feet look of the Nike Offline 2.0 slides. So like I said, initially I wasn't the biggest fan of this slide just because I just thought it was way too out there, but I'll say having them over time, wearing them, seeing how comfortable they are, I've really grown to love them. So this is definitely a pair of slides I'll be rocking a lot this summer. So let me know down below in the comments, do you guys think these are worth $60? If you guys really do want to pick them up, I would recommend checking eBay, checking the Nike outlets, just because you could definitely find them a lot cheaper than retail. And it's gonna wrap up the video. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.